See how he does me? Boy, you got dog breath, isn't you? I know, boy. I can't let you out now, man. I can't let you out now. I can't. I'm live, man.
COVID-19.
COVID-19. Whoa! Betty Hen! Calm down with Betty Hen.
I blow.
You blow.
The wind of God. The wind of God. On you. On you.
Oh, my. Did somebody fart? Silly! Hey, this is your love child here. We're back with part 2 of the Fender Cadillac amplifier, 1996 Hot Rod Deville. And if you remember the first part, I abruptly ended it because my sphincter versus the chili I had for lunch versus the crackling sound in the amplifier, well, let's just say the amplifier was aggravating the situation and I had to go. But all is good. And we're going to have a Cinderella story here at the end of this second part. I'll promise you, I guarantee. They say, love child, you're looking pretty hot today. Well, yeah, these glasses came from my daddy, and his hat come from a buddy of mine, old Jimmy Hoffa. He sent them to me, sent me the hat there the other day. And so, yeah, I'm looking pretty spiffy. They say, well, love child, who's your daddy? Well, I'm illegitimately called the son of the greatest singer ever known to man, Mr. Elvis Presley. No, my daddy ain't Caitlyn Jenner. I know there's a striking resemblance, but she ain't my daddy. So, y'all quit that rumor. Who my daddy is. You know who my daddy is. And anyhow, I'm just going to sit here looking hot and tell you what happened with the rest of the story on the amplifier. Anyhow, when I shut off the video the other day, with all that cracking and noise and everything going on, I reverted back to the old days, back in the 70s and 80s, when you didn't have all them fancy high-dollar roadies and gearheads like you do now when you play them big venues. You know, you'd have some hanger-oner. He'd hang out with the band, you know, give him a little weed, maybe a date with one of the groupies or something. And the dudes, man, they could fix your amplifiers, they could tweak your guitars. They could keep the heater. You remember them old PD 4104 Greyhound converted tour bus conversions? Shoot, they keep the heaters going, start them engines, them old Detroit engines with ether and everything else. Them guys was good, and they taught me a lot back in the day how to troubleshoot. You know, you get in some old roadhouse somewhere in Georgia and your amp starts making noises, they get you out of a fix, and they taught me some things. And so what I found out, you know, from past experience dealing with these road warriors back in the day, God bless them wherever they're at, they taught me a lot of things. And so what I experienced is every time I turned the reverb up, you know, it's a Fender amplifier. So first written rule is you got to have reverb on a Fender amplifier. A Fender amplifier without reverb is like kissing your sister on the first date. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, y'all ain't never been to my family reunion. But anyhow, it made sense that whenever I turned the reverb on, if it was cracking, I had a reverb issue. Well, there you go. That's what we do. We troubleshoot on the fly. And so what I did is I pulled the reverb tank. And that also told me when I turned on the reverb that the input was probably good. So here's what I found in the reverb tank. I take these glasses off, I can see better. Plus you can see my pretty face better. Y'all still with me? So what we had on the tank here, this is on the output side. And let's see if you can see it right. right about there, you see a little gap, and right about there, you can see where it's kind of bent in. Now here's what's happened. And now understand, I got this amplifier from them good fellas at Wichita Kansas Guitar Center. They were stand-up people. They did me right. I know exactly what's happened. But anyhow, I pulled the reverb tank, and also this ground wire was off. There's a ground wire there. It's a black one. It was off. So that was your whole issue, and then it was grounding out on the case here and everything. So I knew the whole issue. And then when you look at this reverb tank, depending on who you talk to, you see how the springs ain't exactly lined up. On this one up here, it looks like this spring's weaker and everything. And this is an old Audiotronics American made, which is not the worst reverb tank in the world, but it was just time. What's happened is in the shipping, it's gotten slammed, and the reason that would matter is because whoever had changed the reverb tank the last time did not strap down the little bag the reverb tank's in, and it was just flopping around. Okay, and just so it's had a good slam in transit, and the connector on there has done the slamming and whatever, bent it, broke it. So it's just time to say goodbye, Mr. Audiotronics. I'll give it to my electrical guy, and if he wants to put the test on it and say keep it for a spare, that's what we'll do. Otherwise, say la vie, sunshine. So here's what I done is immediately, I went to our friends in the Amazonian world. Is that upside down? Why they put Prime on this box? I ain't never paid for no Prime. I get the jump just as fast. But anyway, I went ahead and immediately I have ordered a brand new, they tell me it's going to be an imported, brand new, genuine Fender, imported from China, reverb tank. I probably should have went with the Mojo or one of those other brands. I'm not a big fan of Audiotronics nowadays. I would not prefer to replace with Audiotronics. But, you know, to each his own. So here I am in front of you. We're doing a double bonus unboxing today. We're unboxing a genuine Chinese, most likely Chinese imported reverb tank. Now, if you unaware, oh yeah, there we go. Imported from China. It don't get no better than that, son. If you're curious how to, if you just absolutely don't know, and these videos are for people that just don't know, when you get a reverb tank, it'll have a number on it, and you can cross-reference the tanks on YouTube and different places like that. Now this tank here, this is the way I just pulled it out. It's got a piece of felt. It was stuck underneath the springs. It's got a piece of, not felt, but foam over top. You want to pull those out. See how the springs are a whole lot more in line with each other. It's still not perfect. But this is imported. In comparison, the pickups look a lot better. I'm not going to go into detail, but everything, it's better well made. Of course, it's imported, you know. But anyhow, there's your serial numbers, and this is a replacement for the. This is what it costs for. I'll be right back. Make sure I didn't get sandbagged. All right. All right, folks, I'm back. You know, in this world of being a consumer, you got to watch them coming, you got to watch them going, right? Now, what I got here, as I looked on as you saw the dismay in my eyes, speaking of dismay, you see a little fella running over there. That's my boy Elmer. Elmer wants you to like, share, and subscribe to this video and this channel. And also, I'll put another link down below to my to my other YouTube channel, Rockin' Hillbilly, where you get to hear my beautiful vocal renditions and my pearls of wisdom. So do it for Elmer. Don't do it for me. Do it for Elmer. Like, share, and subscribe. It's a brand new channel where I'm reviewing stuff. And Elmer's helping me out reviewing. Get out of there, boy. I'll tell you. He's a handful. So anyhow, as I was saying, I'm going to show on the screen here somewhere where the Amazonian said this was a Fender item. You just got to watch, people, okay? This is supposed to be a reverb tank to replace, I'm going to try not to bore you, but there might be somebody out here who needs to hear this. Supposed to replace the, spit. It's supposed to replace a 4-spring 4EB 3C1B reverb tank, and it's got a bunch of other numbers on here. I'll read them off real quick. RRVL2EB2C1BV2. Anyhow, this is a Ruby reverb tank. I knew I should have bought a Mojo, okay? I should have bought a Mojo. But anyhow, it's the same dimension, same everything. I'm gonna be trouble too. See, look, let me give him a tweak there. See how that one spring just wants to keep hanging and banging? You gearheads, feel free to tell me if this tank's gonna be worth a crap. It's gonna be better than the other one. We're gonna install it. We're gonna get through the rest of this video and show you the amplifier I got here is a good one. But don't be surprised if I don't return this or just go buy a Mojo and be done with it. That's a reverb tank that I prefer. So much for your Fender. See, look at that one spring down there just yanking away, and the other one just barely rolling, you know. So it is what it is. Buyer beware. So I guess we're gonna do 2 reviews of and you know, I might get a pleasant surprise. So, and you got to understand, I have just diagnosed what's wrong with this amplifier. And we'll see if I was right. I might put this thing in there and it'd be a piece of trash. Alright, I'll be back in a minute for tips and tricks. Alright, with the help of my trusty assistant here, hopefully he won't help. First thing you start out with, where you take a reverb tank out, most of them are going to have a piece of this high fidelity cardboard here, and your reverb tank will sit right on there like that. Some of you guys know more about this than I ever dream of, but might be somebody out there don't know the deal. What I like to do is I like to about halfway center it on there and get me some genuine imported from China zip ties. And you can, some other amps, there's a way to fasten the tank to the board underneath. It's not cardboard. This is what we got. This is what we're going with. So I'm going to zip tie it around there. If your zip tie ain't big enough, you take 2 and put them together and keep on zipping, all right? All right, so you got your genuine imported reverb tank sitting on your genuine cardboard here. Got them zip tied, cut the little doodads off. Now what I like to do is you're going to put it back in this little bag. And you can see this little bag here has had some war wounds. But you're going to put it back in the bag. Just like this. And remember which one was input, which one was output. And then what I like to do is after I stick it in the bag, and I could be wrong, wouldn't be the first time, but once I get it in the bag, I like to feel where the inputs and the outputs are. Elmer's vibrating the camera for you. And I like to cut a little hole where that cable goes in. Because otherwise you're having to take and fish the cable through, And then the cables have got to kind of can get on a bind. So if you go ahead and just run the cable right through, and then when you fasten this down to the chassis, the amplifier, to the cabinet, nothing's moving, everybody's happy, and those cables don't stay on a bind. Okay, so I've cut the holes, and you're just going to cut the hole just big enough. See right there, just big enough. You're actually going to stick the cable in there, then you're going to let the plastic come back out and hover over the wire. There's enough room in there. The cable will stick out a little bit, but it will be securely connected. That's just my tip and trick. So now we've got it in the bag. It's in the bag, baby. It's in the bag. We're going to fold this end over. And then we're going to do what the last guy didn't do with this amplifier. And it is not the fault of Guitar Center. You know, they, I'm sure it functioned properly when it was there. It just got banged around. But I'm going to explain the whole situation before this video is done. So you're going to take, you don't need a major big screw. I'm going to take this screw right here. Alright. It's self-tapping. That's all the bigger it is. And I put a washer on it. And it will, and I will just drill it right through the bag, the cardboard, and down on the chassis or the cabinet of the amplifier. We're fixing to do that here in a minute, and we're gonna see how the genuine Fender Ruby Tube imported reverb tank is gonna sound. I just buyer beware. We're all going to find out together how this works out and see. Okay, here we are with the help of a genuine imported Arbor Freight light shining apparatus. We're fixing to start the process. In the meantime, if you look on that speaker, I found the original screws that went down into the amplifier cabinet. And I'll go ahead and use those, but I still maintain the washers. Here goes the first plug. So here you go. This is how it looks if you do what I told you. See how that that jack is, the wire's already been bent from being slid in the thing and then pushed in. It's not going to be like that no more. And remember what I told you. This was the input. Make sure you put when you tear the old one out, you put the right one back in. And then we'll just slip this reverb tank back where she come from, and I will find those two screw holes. I will screw it back in, and you're done. Be right back. Oh yeah, I did have to obviously I had to take this back off to get to that. Not a big deal. Okay, put that back on, then you're done. Now, I know we all get hot and bothered by all of our fancy power tools, but we're going to leave this one alone. And I'm going to use those two screws I found in the case. I'm going to reuse those. I put the washers on there. And the main thing I need to do is make sure that these other screws that I was going to use, make sure I leave them on the floor so that in the rare occasion I'm in my bare feet, I can step on them. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Christmas has just come by, and a lot of you fellas had to put all them toys together. So anyhow, I'm going to try to find the original holes and try to put it back in there in the original holes. And if that doesn't work, then we get the big boy out. All right. And I put in this male member. I found the hole. It reminds me of my third honeymoon night. I found the hole. It took a while because her daddy made the best moonshine in town. And that was our wedding present. But anyway, I found the hole. Let me get the other one. And we'll see what she does. Alright. It does look much better if you go with me here. And you can see the reflection of that little red connector down in there, I believe. But anyhow, those connectors are not on a bind now. Everything's put back the way it needs to be. I don't know. I don't know what that white stuff is. Did a pigeon get loose or somebody? I have no clue, but it's going to stay there. Let's get the back on and fire this thing up and see if your love child's a happy camper. All right. For goodness sakes, boys, if you're going to use one of these power wrenches, take it easy. Don't have to be tight. Just make it snug. There you go. There you go. If you're doubting your power wrench, that's what they made old-fashioned screwdrivers for. Alright, done. I figured I would take this opportunity to tell you I still can't get it in the hole. Sorry about raising my voice there. It just brings back bad memories. I figured I would take this opportunity one more time to show you the condition. Other than a little Tolex, a little piece right there, little boo-boo right there. This is what they called fair condition. Where I come from, that's good condition. Oh, don't you wish you could do that? Never mind. Maybe if you ask him real nice, he might let you. Alright, let's get her on the ground. Alright, this is for all the goulash right there. I can't see my eyes, but I guess I'm there. This is for all the goulash. Everything turned down on the guitar. The 5-way switches in the middle. Everything's at 12 o'clock or something on the amplifier. There is no reverb turned on. See the pilot light's on. That's because it's standing by. I have not started this amplifier up without you. Let's see if Love Child was right. Let's see if old Ruby is doing me right. Alright, you ready? Maybe it blew up. I don't know. Ha! That's a good sign. Don't you just love these Devilles though? They're a nice amplifier. Alright, here we go. Reverb time. Best way to check a reverb is nice. Success, baby. I'll tweak it later. A whole lot later. Son. Folks, you get you a hot rod Coupe Deville amplifier and you got you something, boys. We made it, folks. We're about to the end of the video. Here's the part where I sum it all up. Me and my beautiful reverb Cadillac Fender Deville and my out-of-tune Telecaster. American made, baby. Oh yeah, excuse me, I got to play with it just a little bit. That was my 4th honeymoon. Oh, Ruby, your reverb don't suck all that bad. Be right back and wrap this all up. Ciao, baby. This is the part where you make all the funny faces. If you don't make them faces, you ain't done right. about y'all, but this video about wore me out. But we're through it now. And now my final thoughts and my final pearls of wisdom. Now, did I mention on that YouTube on that Amazon tank, I paid $40 for it. I probably, with the little trickery going on, I told you, buyer beware, with the little trickery going on, I could have actually bought the same thing from another vendor for $24.95 with a 10% off. So you got to watch. Like I said, it gets you coming or going. But one bunch that I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you don't be scared of, and that's, don't be scared of your Guitar Center. Let me tell you why. Here's a 1951 Barton tenor guitar that I bought way cheaper than I should have got it. I'm going to send it to the Guitar Center in Madison Heights, or Arlington Heights. Madison Heights is in Michigan. Speaking of Michigan, are they going to beat Alabama? Come on now, you roll tide or what? So get your bets on that. Alabama and Michigan. Madison Heights is in Michigan. Arlington Heights Guitar Center in Chicago, Illinois. That's a good bunch up there. If you need to buy something from a Guitar Center, ask for Josh. He'll hook you up. I try to put a link below. Don't be scared of Guitar Center. But anyhow, I'm going to send this this tenor guitar. I got it for a song because somebody decided to get stupid on the finish. Beautiful mahogany. It plays good, but I'm going to go ahead and get a neck reset done on it by the luthier up there at the Guitar Center in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And he's already worked on some stuff of mine. He does a fantastic job. So that's one Guitar Center down. Now this amplifier we've been reviewing, it came from a Guitar Center in Wichita, Kansas. Young fellow named Matthew. Professional, kind, courteous. You can tell he's a young fellow, about a third to half of my age. Treated me with respect. And, you know, if I'm ever up that way, I'm going to buy that boy lunch at least. Good fella. Don't be afraid of the Guitar Center in Wichita, Kansas, where I got that amplifier from, and I'm going to go into more explanation. Don't be scared of Guitar Center. Now, this ain't no paid promotion. Now, if Guitar Center wants, somebody from Guitar Center is listening, you want to make me your hillbilly poster child, I'll take it. Here's a HD28 that I actually got from Josh and Kev up there at the Arlington Heights Guitar Center. This thing's been all over the studios, been all over the stages. And this HD28 Martin guitar I bought off of them. And this is one of the first acquisitions I made off of them. They said, you don't like it, send it back. They said you're going to like it, and they wasn't lying. Because the same guy who worked on that, the same guy who's going to set the neck on this thing. So that's just some trivia and some pearls of wisdom. But then, let me hold this thing a little bit. It needs a little love from the love child. I've gotten a bunch of good acquisitions from Guitar Center, so don't be scared of Guitar Center, and I'll tell you why. They have an ultimate, absolutely super duper return policy, and if you don't like it, send it back. I had the same option on this amplifier. You say, well, love child, if the reverb tank was busted due to transit, why didn't you just send it back? Well, you know, there's a sucker born every day. But, and it probably was one born the same day I was born. That's just the old saying is, that scar on my head where I fell off the turnip truck is healed and you can't even see it no more. So, why didn't I return it? Well, very simple. Let me tell you what I paid for it. Then I'll tell you what I got in it. Now, let's start off with the $40 reverb tank that I could have gotten off of Amazon. It would have been the same reverb tank, it just wouldn't have said Fender on it. I paid $40 for it. Could have got the same thing for $24.99 off a different vendor by a different name for $24.95, 10% off. You got me on that one, Amazon. It ain't going to happen again. And I ain't got time to pull it back out and send it back and go through all that horse crap. I'll just suck it up. But I'll get you next time. $40. Total shipping on that amplifier. Now think about this. There ain't nothing wrong with reverb and some other music go round. I've bought stuff off of them as well as reverb. Got a beautiful Gibson ES-125 I bought through reverb one time. Great. Of course, you got to watch who you buy from on reverb or any place else. But total shipping on that heavy 70-pound amplifier was $6 and some odd cents. So you got that $40 plus tax, reverb tank, $7 we'll say on shipping. The all-in price, not counting Alabama tax on that amplifier that they said was in fair condition, which is actually in good condition. The selling price plus Alabama 9 or 10% tax was $300. That's right. Hold your sphincters, boys. They sold me that amplifier for $349 plus tax. So $349, even if you add $50 tax, I got about $450 tied up in that amplifier. And off camera here, since I got back to you since when I first plugged it in, I put it through the paces. Everything works on it. All the channels work. All the overdrives work. I got a splentastic, beautiful American-made 1996 Fender Hot Rod Deville out of a Guitar Center. Did not have the foot switch to change the channels. That cost me about another $50. So all in, $500 with a brand new reverb tank in it. $500. Sorry about that, folks. Go on Reverb right now and see if you can find one delivered to your door for $500 with a brand new reverb tank. You maybe can, but I can't find one. So don't be scared of Guitar Center. Don't be scared, and I'm going to try to put links to them down here. Don't be scared to get a hold of Josh up there in Arlington Heights Guitar Center. Tell him Love Child sent you. Don't be scared to get a hold of Matthew at the Wichita, Kansas Guitar Center. Don't be scared to get a hold of him and tell them Love Child sent you, because they're going to do you right. And do what I often do. I go on their store websites. If they got something there I need, I call them up, say, send it to me. That's the first thing I ever bought off of Matthew. It won't be the last. Matthew, it will not be the last thing you and I make a deal on. And Josh up there in Arlington Heights, you and I go back a long way, and we're going to keep stroking. I got a video on that HD28 here on my channel about the time that I bought that HD28 off of them boys in Arlington Heights. Don't be scared to deal with good people. You got to watch everywhere you go now. You like my shirt? It's what you call, it's streamlined. I told you I'm broke buying all this other crap. Don't be scared. I just told you some good people to deal with. Don't be scared of Guitar Center. Elmer, come here and say goodbye to these folks. Elmer, get up here now. Come here, boy. Boy, come here. Say goodbye to these people. Elmer needs you to like, share, and subscribe. This is a brand new channel, Love Child Reviews, and we need you to like, share, and subscribe. Do it for Elmer. He loves you. He needs you to like, share, and subscribe. It ain't going to cost you anything. And the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to say some things that you can't say in front of your wife, and you're going to like it. Oh, by the way, Love Child nor this channel condones the use of illegal substances such as things that you smoke. You know what? I seen a boy the other day. He offered me a little funny looking left-handed cigarette. And at the same time I said, man, is there a skunk loose? He said, no, man. He said, that's the smell off of this thing. I said, you going to smoke something that smells like a skunk behind? Folks, don't be smoking that mess. Do not smoke it. I don't condone. I'm not going to tell you go out there and drink you some kind of illegal substance that'll get y'all screwed up too. But you know, I ain't gonna be living in a glass house with a gravel driveway. But I'm just saying I ain't condoning any of that. So don't nobody get your butt in a wad. Love Child loves you. Jesus loves you. This happens to be Christmas Day. I'm finishing this video, and you know what? I know what will make you happy is if I put on my official reindeer ears, and when you thought I couldn't get no sexier. Love Child loves you. Like, share, and subscribe. And this has been my unboxing reveal of two items. My Ruby Tuesday reverb tank that I thought was a Fender, and most of all, that beautiful Fender Hot Rod Deville amplifier that came from my good friend Matthew at Wichita Kansas Guitar Center. I know there's something else I'm forgetting to say. I love you. Elmer loves you. God bless you. Happy New Year. And the horse you rode in on. And I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison. I gotta get this neck reset. And when I'm done, I'll have the nicest Tenor Martin 1951 for miles and miles around and still be under budget. Have a good night.
If you like Elmer and Love Child and all their jive, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.